Thank you so much for joining me today. Today's practice will be a grounding flow to release any tension that you might be holding in the body. So it'll be a good flow to do at the end of the long day or for any time that you might just be holding any tension or tightness. So if you haven't already, go ahead and find a comfortable seat and we'll jump right in. And you can bring your eyes to close just for a moment if that feels sufficiently safe. And if not, you can simply just soften or lower the gaze. And we'll take 3 deep breaths just to settle into this space and into this practice. Inhaling fully through the nose. And exhaling to sigh it out through the mouth. Inhaling fully. And let it go. And final time, deepest breath you've taken all day, filling up the belly. And sigh it out. And just blinking the eyes open, slowly, gently, if you brought them to a close. And we'll start to move some energy into the body. So starting with the neck as always, we'll drop the right ear over toward the right shoulder. And just keeping it here for a moment. We inhale back towards center. And exhale, we drop the left ear over toward the left shoulder. We inhale back towards center. And exhale, right ear to right shoulder. This time, option to bring right hand to left ear, not applying too much pressure. Releasing the hand, we inhale back towards center. And exhale, left ear, left shoulder. Option to bring left hand to right ear. And letting go, coming back towards center. We send the right arm across the chest, and then we hug the right arm in with the left. Once again, we take a big breath in. We lengthen through the crown of the head. And exhale, we drop the right ear over toward the right shoulder. And if you want, you can even send the chin toward the shoulder. It'll give you a different stretch into the back of the neck. And on our exhale, we're going to go straight into a twist. So twisting to the left, right hand to left knee, left hand behind you, maybe looking over left shoulder. And exhaling to release, coming back towards center. And we'll take that to the other side. So left arm crosses over the chest. We hug in the left arm with the right. We inhale to lengthen, grow tall through the head. And exhale, left ear, left shoulder. And once again, maybe you send the chin toward the shoulder. We exhale to release, go straight into our twist toward the right. Left hand, right knee, right hand behind you, maybe looking over right shoulder. And exhaling to release, coming back towards center. We'll stretch into the wrist a bit. So sending either arm forward, it doesn't matter because we'll do both. And just pulling back on the fingers, stretching a little bit into the palm, stretching into the bottom of the wrist. And then we flip the palms so that it's facing in toward us. And once again, just pulling in, stretching into the top of the wrist this time. And then exhaling to release, and we just shake that hand out. And then we just take it to the opposite side. So sending opposite arm long, pulling back on fingers. And then flipping the palm so it faces in and pulling back again, stretching into the top of the wrist. And exhaling to release, shake it out. And then making 2 loose fists, and then just rolling the wrist, roll them out. And then roll them in the opposite direction. And coming back towards center, we'll interlace the hands, bringing palms to touch, and then we'll just figure 8 the wrist. And then figure 8 in the opposite direction, the awkward direction. And exhale to release, and we'll find our way to tabletop. So we're coming into all fours. Wrist under shoulders and knees under hips, and we'll move through a few rounds of cat-cow. So on the inhale, we lift the chest, we lift the tailbone, belly softens, we look forward. And exhale, we round the spine, press the earth away, chin draws in toward the chest. Inhale, heart lifts. And exhale to round. And go ahead and take a few more rounds of that at your own pace. Just making sure that each breath is synced with movement. And maybe with every inhale, you lift the chest a little higher. And with every exhale, you round the spine a little deeper. And on your next exhale, finding your way back to a neutral spine, coming towards center. And then just taking whatever movement feels good, feels intuitive. So it can be circles with the torso, circles with the hips, maybe even some rolls with the spine. Just do whatever it feels like your body needs. And whatever movement you chose, just take that in the opposite direction. And coming back towards center. On our inhale, we're going to send the right leg up toward the sky. We make sure that hip point faces down. And then exhale, we round the spine, knee to nose, press the earth away. Inhale, we lift. And exhale, we round. Final time, inhale. And exhale. And we release that knee back towards center. We take it to the other side. Left leg goes up and back, hip point faces down. And then exhale, we round the spine, knee to nose. Inhale, we lift. And exhale, we round. Final time, inhale. And exhale. And we come back to tabletop. Keeping the knees where they are, we start to walk the hands forward, extending the arms long, coming into puppy pose. Sending the chest down toward the mat, and at the same time, lifting the rib cage and the hips up and away from the mat. And you can bring your forehead down, but if you're looking for a little more sensation, you can think about bringing your chin down toward the mat. So just play around with whatever variation feels best for you. And from here, we're going to go straight into threaded needle. So the right arm is going to weave under the left, right side shoulder, right side ear comes to the mat. And you can keep that left arm long, or you can bring the left hand, left arm up and over the low back, bringing left fingertips to right hip crease, finding a little half bind. Option to also extend that left leg out toward the left side of the room if you want to get a little stretch into the back of the leg. And exhale, we release, finding our way back towards center, coming back to puppy pose where we started. And then we take that to the other side. So the left arm weaves under the right, left side ear, left shoulder to the mat. And then option to bring right fingertips to left hip crease this time. And then sending that right leg out toward the right side of the room if you did it on the other side. And exhaling to release, we find our way back towards center, puppy pose where we started. And then inhaling to walk the hands into the body, we come back upright, coming to tabletop. And then we tuck the toes, hips to heels. We send the hips up toward the sky, coming into our first downward facing dog. We spread the fingers wide, press the earth away, hips go up toward the sky, heels draw down toward the mat. And you can pedal out the feet here. You can find some little twists side to side. You can find stillness if you choose. And exhaling to release, finding your way back towards center. On our inhale, we'll walk, step, or hop to the top of the mat, coming into a halfway lift. And exhale, we find a forward fold. 2 more times. Inhale, halfway. And exhale to fold. And final time, inhale, halfway lift. And exhale to fold. We're coming into ragdoll, so maybe you heel toe the feet a little further apart, maybe a little wider than hips width distance. And then we bend the knees so much so that the upper body can hang heavy. And you can let the arms just hang. You can bring either hand to either elbow. Maybe you find a little sway side to side. Shake the head yes, shake the head no. Releasing any tension that may be in the neck. And exhaling to release, we lower the hands to the mat. We bring the feet so that they're hips width distance apart. We take a big breath in here. And then on the exhale, we step the right foot back, coming into a runner's lunge. And then we lower the right knee to the mat, so coming into a low lunge. Whenever you're ready, we inhale, we sweep the arms up toward the sky, low lunge. And exhale, we take a side bend over toward the left, stretching into right side waist and right hip flexor. We inhale back toward center. And exhale, we frame that left foot, top of the mat. We step it back, top of a push-up plank pose. And you can lower in one straight line, or you can lower knees and then the chest coming all the way down. We inhale for cobra, lifting the chest, drawing the elbows in toward the midline of the body. And exhale, we press it back, downward facing dog. We inhale, walk, step, hop, top of the mat, halfway lift. And exhale, we fold. Inhale, halfway. And this time on the exhale, we step the left foot back, coming into a low lunge, runner's lunge. And then we lower the left knee to the mat. When you're ready, inhale, sweep the arms up, low lunge. And exhale, take a side bend over toward the right. We inhale back toward center. And exhale, we frame that right foot at the top of the mat this time. We step it back, plank pose, and lower in one straight line, or knees first and then chest. Inhale, cobra pose. And exhale, press it back, downward facing dog. On our inhale, we roll to the top of a push-up, plank pose. And then we lower the body all the way down once again. And then we're going to take some rolling gecko poses. So you're going to bring the hands so that they're off the mat. We bring the fingers wide and the elbows are going to face up as much as they can. On our inhale, we press into tops of feet, lower belly pulls in. We lift the chest, and you can straighten the arms or you can keep a bend in them. Just play around with what feels best to you. You can look forward or look toward the top of the mat. And then exhale, we lower. We'll take a few more of those, inhaling to lift. And exhaling to lower. And final time, inhaling to lift. And exhaling to lower. Planting the hands outside of the chest, we tuck toes, send the hips back, coming into downward facing dog. And we'll come into pigeon pose. So on our inhale, we send that right leg up toward the sky. And exhale, the right knee comes a little bit to the outside of the right wrist. And then the top of the left leg comes down. And then we take a quick look back, just making sure that that left foot is in line with the left hip. And you can always place like a block or a pillow or a blanket under this right hip if it's uncomfortable. And then we have options, as always. You can stay up on palms. You can come down to forearms. You can extend the arms long, bringing the forehead down toward the mat. Option to stay here. If you want to take a little quad stretch, we're going to bring the left forearm so that it's parallel to the top of the mat. We bend the left leg. We reach up and over with the right hand, reaching for that left foot. And if you can't reach, you can use a strap or even a belt or a robe strap if you have it. Bringing the heel in toward the seat, maybe turning the chest and the gaze up toward the sky. And exhaling to let it go. We walk the hands back in toward the body, coming upright. We tuck left toes, and then we step it back. Downward facing dog. We take this to the other side. Inhale, left leg lifts, down dog split. And exhale, we bring that left knee a little bit to the outside of the left wrist. Bring the top of the right leg down. Once again, looking back, making sure the foot is in line with the hip. And then staying upright on palms, coming down to forearms or extending arms long, forehead to mat. Option to stay here once again. If you took the quad stretch on the other side, this time we're going to bring the right forearm so it's parallel to the top of the mat. And then we bend the right leg. We reach up and around with that left hand for right foot. Bringing heel in towards seat. Maybe starting to turn the chest up toward the sky, looking up as well. And pressing the earth away so we don't collapse into that right shoulder. And exhaling to release. And then we tuck the right toes. And then we step it back, downward facing dog. And it's our last down dog, so make it a good one, pressing the earth away, sending the hips up, sending the heels down. And on our next exhale, we lower the knees to the mat. And then go ahead and just roll over on one hip. And you can turn to face the long side of the mat, bringing the legs wide, and then we'll bend the right leg, bringing the right sole of the foot to the inside of the left thigh. On our inhale, we sweep the arms up toward the sky. And exhale, we take a fold over toward that left leg. And maybe you grab the foot, maybe you grab the ankle or the shin. You could even just put either hand on either side of the leg. Just keep pressing that right knee down toward the mat. We find our way back upright. We bring the right hand behind the right seat. On our inhale, we lift the hips. Coming up onto that right shin, we send that left arm toward the back of the room. And on the exhale, we let it go, and we're going to go straight into a twist. So left hand to right knee, right hand behind us, and we look over that right shoulder. And we exhale to release, coming back to our center. We just take that to the other side. So right leg goes long, left sole of the foot to the inside of the right thigh. We inhale, we sweep the arms up toward the sky. And exhale, we fold over toward the right, catching foot, ankle, shin, whatever you can grab. We find our way back upright. Left hand behind the left seat. We inhale, we lift the hips, coming onto the left shin. We send that right arm up and back. And exhale to release. We go straight into a twist. Right hand to left knee. And then we twist to the left, looking over left shoulder. And exhale to release. We find our way back towards center. We'll find bound angle or Baddha Konasana, so bringing the soles of the feet to touch, but at the same time allowing the soles or the inner edges of the feet to open like a book. And you can even use your hands to help you do that. That'll just help the knees and the hips to relax a bit. And maybe find a little flutter up and down like butterfly wings. And then maybe you stay upright. Maybe you take a forward fold. So you can start to fold over the legs, and you can even use your elbows to press the knees down if you're looking for a deeper stretch into the hips. And we find our way back up. And then just find your way down to your back. So for a moment, we'll bring the knees in toward the chest and then just find a little rock side to side, giving the back a massage. And then lowering the soles of the feet to the mat. And we'll take bridge pose, but we'll switch it up today. We'll do a figure 4 bridge pose. So the right ankle is going to cross over the left knee. And on the inhale, we're going to lift the hips, coming into bridge pose. And think about sending that right knee down toward the mat. And you can keep hands on the mat, maybe even interlace the hands under the body, rolling the upper arms under the body. And exhaling to release, we lower the hips, bring the soles of the feet to the mat, and then we send the knees side to side like windshield wipers. Round 2, coming back towards center, left ankle crosses over the right knee, and then whenever you're ready, inhaling to lift the hips. Drawing that left knee down toward the mat, but at the same time trying to keep the hips level. And exhale to release, hips to the mat, soles of the feet to the mat, sending the knees side to side. And for our final bridge pose, we'll bring the soles of the feet to touch, so like Baddha Konasana, bound angle. And then whenever you're ready, inhaling to lift the hips. Bridge pose. And exhaling to release, we lower the hips to the mat, soles of feet to the mat, knees side to side. Coming back towards center, we'll keep the left sole of the foot on the mat. We'll extend the right leg up toward the sky. And it doesn't have to be straight. You can keep a bend in it. And maybe you interlace hands behind the thigh or even behind the calf. And then option to keep this left leg bent, or you can start to extend it long toward the top of the mat or back of the mat. Maybe take some circles with this ankle. And circles in opposite direction. And then we're going to go straight into a twist. So option to keep the right leg long if you'd like, or you can bend it. And then either way, you're going to send the leg over left side body, coming into a twist. And you can find whatever arm variation feels good here. If you have the leg long, maybe you reach for that right leg or the right foot with the left hand. And bring the right arm to a T. And exhaling to release, finding your way back towards center. And we'll just switch legs. So right leg bends, sole of the foot to the mat. We send the left leg up toward the sky. And then option to keep the right leg bent, or you can send it long toward the back of the mat. Maybe pointing and flexing or taking circles with the ankle, whatever you did on the other side. And circles in opposite direction. And then we let that left leg fall over right side body this time, coming for the twist. And whatever variation of the twist that you'd like. Exhaling to release, we find our way back towards center, coming into happy baby. So we bring both knees in toward the chest. We bring the knees wide, and you can reach down for the outer edges of the feet or even the ankles if you can't quite reach. Soles of the feet face up. The tailbone is long, so the lower back is on the mat. And maybe you find stillness, maybe you find a little rock side to side. And exhaling to release, bringing the knees in toward the chest, giving yourself a hug, thanking yourself for showing up for this practice and thanking your body for getting you through the practice. And then we release the soles of the feet to the mat. One by one, we send the legs long and the feet are as wide as the mat, maybe even wider. And the hands are as wide as the mat or as wide as they need to be so that the backs of the shoulders can fully relax and the palms are facing up. And we'll just take a few moments to breathe here, allowing the practice to settle over the body, releasing any remaining tension in the face, releasing the muscles around the eyes and softening the cheeks and the jaw. Relaxing the torso and the arms. And relaxing the lower body. And just allowing the whole body to be soft and heavy and relaxed and fully supported by the earth beneath us. And feel free to pause this video and stay here as long as you'd like. Otherwise, maybe you start to invite some gentle movement into the body, wiggling fingers and toes and circling the wrist and the ankles. Maybe sending the head side to side, opening into the neck. Sending the arms up and overhead, taking a big stretch like you do first thing in the morning, and stretching through fingers and through toes. And bending knees, soles of the feet to the mat. Rolling over toward the right side, maybe for a moment, using the right arm as a pillow, just letting our bodies know that we've reached the end of this practice. And pressing yourself up to a comfortable seat like we started. Bringing palms to touch at heart center and once again closing the eyes if that feels safe. And we'll end this practice just like we started with 3 deep breaths. Inhaling fully through the nose. And exhaling to sigh it out through the mouth. Inhaling fully. And let it go. Final time, inhale. And let it go. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice. If you enjoyed it, please give the video a thumbs up as it helps me immensely. And please subscribe if you're not already. And leave me a comment just letting me know where you're practicing from or letting me know how the practice went for you or anything else that you'd like to share. If you have a friend that you think that might enjoy this practice, please share it with them. So once again, thank you so much for joining me for this practice. I hope you have a good rest of your day wherever you are in the world. And until next time, be well. Bye.